Hello everyone and welcome to the 7th round of the Sinquefield Cup 2016. And oh man, I thought my job was difficult last round when all the games were draws, but at least there was quite a lot of excitement there. Today 4 games are drawn. Corona so far, it's 5.5 hours into the round trying to do something, with all due respect. We are not going to wait for 8 hours to see if he will do something. I think it's a draw, but okay, he is the one pressuring. But man, the games themselves, it seems like last time were much more interesting. So we will need to try and do, as Sandro defined it, some magic and see how we can entertain you with this video. First of all, okay, draws at the top means that nothing dramatically is changing. Wesley So is still leading, 4.5 out of 7. Anand and Topalov both made draws, 4 out of 7. And really, Caruana, if he wants to win the tournament, really has to try and win the game that he's playing now. That's why, I really think it's going to absolutely give everything he can there. Alrighty, well, there were few novelties that are worth mentioning in this round, as the games themselves didn't really pass much, go much after the opening. Well, only game was Giri's game. We will look at it a bit, and we will look a little bit at the Caruana game. But let's start with the Bashir Lagrave Nakamura, as Nakamura came with, I guess, some important novelties. I said I really don't like to touch the Berlin, so let me get over with that as quickly as possible. All this was played it like actually very much, theory stuff, super duper very much actually. Okay, still in theory. Okay, this position was played, few really strong players. Okay, Volokitin played this against Bakro in 2013 and take on A2. Giri Karyakin was also, and Bashir Lagrave against Carlsen. At the moment of making this video, I believe that those are number 1 and number 2 players in the world. They played it in 2016 in the Norway tournament, where Carlsen took on A2, knight A4. I mean, pretty much all the many of the games are like with such an idea. Knight E4. Okay, Rook H8. Even after Rook H7 in Volokitin, this idea is essential to play E6. Bishop take E6. Bishop takes C7. And Carlsen played Knight D5, where Giri Karyakin from Beijing 2013 continued with the move B5. Well, I would have to assume that if Bashir is playing this, actually he got advantage against Carlsen. He was putting the world champion. The world champion was under pressure in this game, managed to draw, but if Bashir entered this line, it means he was quite happy playing this one. But it was Nakamura that, if you remember, came with, Knight C6, quite important improvement over the games Anand Topalov and Anand Bashir Lagrave in the Sicilian. And here he came with Knight D5. He seems to be very well prepared. I mean, that's at least my take. Okay, Bishop D2, Knight B6, important to control this square. And somehow it seems that without any effort, Black is totally okay. A little bit more was played. I'm insisting that I'm not going to analyze it, but no big problems for Black whatsoever. Actually, if one point in this moment that's maybe worth mentioning is that the move Knight F8 was played, and interesting to consider why not take, but I want to believe that this position, the players thought it's can be only dangerous for black, maybe still for white somehow. For example, take, okay, I mean, it's not how many pawns you have, it's where are they. This is, of course, very bad for black, I believe, very, very bad. And rook a6, you know, it feels not okay. Maybe, I guess, you know, I allow the computer to think a little bit, is kind of saying it's still alright, but practically I don't think many players want to go there. So moving the knight so the king can get to f7, the knight's not hanging, and oh well, little bit left, little bit right, draw. Okay, bottom line, it seems that Ikaro's knight d5 was definitely his idea. I mean, he was big time preparing, you know, knowing the Bashir Carlsen game, and I just don't want to feel like an idiot after the round, you know, like Nakamura's gonna say, yeah, I don't know, I kind of remembered something, and well, I thought 95 made sense to me, but well, I don't really think that that's the story. Okay, the other games, Anand seems to well played very, very quiet, solid Italian. He seemed to have gotten minimal advantage against Aronian, but that really wasn't very much. The other game that, well, we have seen a novelty, but I think not a very impressive one, was the game between, well, the two opposites in this tournament. Peter Sviller, that, well, quite surprisingly is really suffering in this tournament. I don't remember many tournaments with Peter having -3. I mean, okay, he's not scoring huge, but almost always you can bet that he's going to be in the middle of the table to the upper part. But, well, this is a nasty tournament for Peter. Playing against the sole leader, Wesley So, okay, beating Nakamura, beating Topalov, and okay, he has two tough games against, well, every game is tough there, but against Caruana and against Bashir Lagrave. Basically, I would say players number 2 and 3 in the world. But, well, maybe Wesley So will get to be there if he will, you know, be okay. So it was a game that I think So can be quite happy with a drawish outcome.
c4, e5. Alright, so we get the English opening, and again, I'll just show the novelty in this game. I mean, okay, the English is so popular, pretty much everyone's playing it, everyone that wants to avoid theory is playing it, and well, I think Peter wants to avoid this tournament anyhow. Okay, since this is all theory, no big discussions. I mean, to be honest, I don't understand so much White's play here. I mean, oh well. So this all was played actually in few games, and it seems that Rook FC1 was quite the big move. For example, the game of Miroshnichenko against Gasunov from Zurich 2009, and okay, a few other games. And I believe that Peter's move e3 is a novelty. I would have to think that his idea is that, okay, if Queen takes d3, of course he didn't blunder that he will get immediately very, very big play on the light squares. That's at least his idea with Rook d1, Knight d5, some stuff like that. Okay, I'll even be really honest and tell you I'm not certain about this. But okay, it seems that maybe it wasn't actually a big Svidler novelty, because if you're thinking about the times of the game, Wesley played it really fast. Actually, his opening preparation is most of the time just amazing, and Svidler already thought for around 40 minutes after this move. But right or wrong, well, Wesley didn't take on d3, played f5, and okay, without huge complications. They went to something that seems very, very, very soon will become quite joy stuff. Yeah, A3 was hanging. Yeah, I think if take, there's going to be some problems or some pressure against the central pawns in this situation. So that's why this was simply rejected. I mean, for example, let's try and play this move, and now here, and okay, we can consider something like that, or okay, it seems that, or maybe actually rook immediately to c7. It just seems that, well, taking the pawn is, well, not doing it for black. Take here. Yeah, but of course, once there is no pawn on e5, this is really something. Okay, it seems that with d5, white can be somewhat better, but nah, no, not really. I mean, queen to f6, or actually on the next move, actually, and black might be targeting the f2 square. All in all, really, I'm struggling to make something interesting, but it's really difficult. e3 was a novelty. They played few moves, and well, here, beautiful draw. For example, yeah, go have fun, analyze this this line, which is well, really nothing. Okay, the game that had some excitement, but again, quite bizarre opening that Topalov has again used not long ago, right? I mean, in the Rapid Blitz tournament in Belgium, right? It was 2 months ago. He played similar stuff to what I'm about to show you. He played this against Anand and lost that game. Okay, once again, this is even a weird version in the English, right? Not even knight c3, knight f3. Okay, knight d2. I mean, honestly, this is quite, I mean, very rare, I would even say. Anyway, I can just mention that in the game against Anand, he took like this, and this is fascinating actually. Again, when there are no games, we can pretty much discuss theory a bit. So let's look at this position. When I've seen this position, you know what it reminded me? Let me show you. Take a picture in your vision for this position. It reminded me very much this line. And move order, moves can change, but structures, oh man, structures and ideas are quite big. How about this thingy? And now, okay, a few moves are possible. Knight c3, c4, castle, I mean, and okay, some stuff like that. Huh? That is exactly what we pretty much have in the story that we are having on the body or on the Topalov Anand. But so I found great similarities. And even this game went the same way, right? Of course, h3, the same way that black is playing h6 in that Sicilian, because, allowing this is going to be fun, huge fun, but for black. Okay, so since we mentioned that the d4 square is so big, all right, first of all, not allowing b4. And I really like this move. I've mentioned so many times about my allergy to strategic outpost. Well, I cannot agree more with this maneuver. Look, would be easier if the knight could have moved one square, but Gary had to play 3 moves. But okay, I think that this opening play by Topalov is nothing at best. I mean, Probably is not worse, but well, maybe actually is worse. I mean, I would take black here. This I'm quite certain about that. Yeah, this is interesting, this move bishop e8. I think that f6 would have been another very critical possibility, mainly because it's protecting e5 and not allowing an easy way for white to play, or immediate way, let's put it this way, for white to play the move b4. I think I like f6 actually, and I think black is just better. I mean, okay, the bishop also has some play from this side. I mean, I like f6 more than bishop e8, and I think white plays just, as I said, at best it's alright, but that's at very best. I think white's just worse. Okay, bishop e8 and okay, b4. I think any time white can gain tiny bit space, it's something for him, because he's really with already less space. Yeah, here there was an interesting choice for Giri. Take. I thought that instead of taking on a1, queen takes b4 is another move that at least has to be considered. Queen takes b4. Sorry, queen takes b4 is a move that has to be considered. But it seems that when moving the rook from the d file, I mean, this is a bit more reasonable for white. If black can still gain big control over d4 and put pressure on d3, okay, it's just better. But possibly this is the reason why after take on a1, Topalov didn't take with the rook, but he took with the queen, because, for example, if rook takes a1, if it just responds with rook take, yeah, now we can get to this line, but black rook is on d8, not on a8, as we have seen before. And okay, this can be in black's, well, it's not can be, this is in black's favor. Only question is how much it is in black's favor. And well, I guess Topalov wasn't really in the mood to try that. Anyhow, it's possible line. Take. Yeah, if queen takes b4, this is interesting. And now this kind of cool move, rook a8, but it just seems that in this position, okay, this knight g5 is just in time, and white is alright. I mean, bishop coming from, if take, of course, bishop here, and h7 pawn. If something like this, I believe take queen c8. So, okay, any knight to d4 is supposed to be alright for black, but most likely not better. But okay, was critical line to look at. b5 was played, and okay, now they got into some story that it's better for black, but I'm not certain it's better enough to win the game. I mean, okay, of course it's nicer for black. Okay, just outside pawn, but yeah. Okay, I think black got the maximum he could. Maybe white actually should have aimed for a bit better. And yeah, I think here was a critical choice. I mean, Topalov, okay, of course, passive defense is not in Topalov's style. So any 5, I think, is quite a right approach. I think that, okay, Giri took on e5 with the knight and took on f5, and okay, somehow it feels that this was a better try to play for something. Again, after something like this, it feels very, very difficult for Black to improve or to win. But okay, I would still think that he is somewhat has some chances, although probably White's initiative is enough for a draw. I mean, well, really more likely than not. But take on f5 with the pawn. I think this really left Black with nothing. I mean, just nothing. The knight is not bad, and okay, f3 here with ideas of bringing the king was possible, but also g3. I mean, it's almost impossible to push the pawn, just impossible, and the king is really weak. I mean, okay, if you put black king on b3, yeah, okay, it's a different world, but the king is far from the game, and yeah, this is just enough. I mean, yeah, this looks very pretty, but Black is going to get exactly half a point in this position. I mean, the king is cut, White has a pass h pawn. So really, okay, it's a game that I think Topalov opening play was, ugh. I mean, that's my professional feeling about it. Ugh. And he was a bit worse, I would say, for most of the game, but I can't point even one moment where I can say, well, okay, Giri missed here some opportunity. For example, as opposed to yesterday, that, well, I would like to say that only Giri and God know why he didn't play Rook d7 and played Rook e1, but, well, I don't know. Let's say that only Giri knows that. But so in this game, he really had nothing dramatic. Yet he was a bit better. And well, the Anand game I've mentioned was, well, absolutely nothing was happening there. And well, let's see. While we are actually recording, yeah, I remember I was telling Sandro that Caruana, the tournament situation, but even if not tournament situation, Caruana is always fighting. That this game can be another 2-3 hours. I told him about an hour ago, and no, I can really see them playing. I don't know. They're already about 6 hours in the game. Okay, I can really see this being a long game. Playing here. So let's just quickly go over this game, and well, there was no real big game that honestly that I could focus on. So little bit of everything. Yeah, let's just see quickly how they got into this position. And well, Ray Lopez, I believe this is called the Zaitsev variation with bishop b7. Okay, Karpov used it a lot. Zaitsev was one of his main seconds, coaches. Yeah, of course, the move a4 is more, the main move, or was considered to be the main move. And okay, Kasparov, Karpov, some great games. But there are many other systems that are being played, and okay, I mentioned Karpov, so. By the way, actually, 97 seems by far to be the main move. Some games of Morozevich, actually, Judith Polgar Morozevich in 2008, and a game of Ivanchuk Morozevich from Melody Amber 2009. And I was just thinking that around this time, I would say half a year before, or in the period of about half a year, Ivanchuk and Morozevich were, I think each one of them was for one day in the live rating #1 player in the world. But, well, there were times, 2008-9, Ivanchuk Morozevich, for a day, #1 players in the world by rating. All right. So 97 is main story. Yeah, and we can go here, well, not to 2009, but 30 years before that, and seeing Karpov actually with the white pieces beating Belashov in this line. Okay, so it's a line that people analyze, was played by really strong players. I think this move a5, okay, seeking some space, but okay, the light squares are really weak. I mean, take kinda impossible, I would say. Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting. On the surface, it looks like great position for white, but those knights, okay, they're quite far from here. Okay, let me just stick it there immediately. So it's probably less clear. I mean, well, I would take white, but I guess black's position is playable. If white knight were much faster to that side, well, maybe not. Yeah, and basically, okay, so we understand that those pawns will be weak forever, the c4 square. Of course, white is better, but okay, no, not that easy. Exchanging the weakness here, I think, is a good idea. Yeah, of course, it is fun to be white here, and okay, I mean, other than Carlsen, I don't know how many people really feel they can push for a win here. Anyway, they were dancing, exchanging queens, and playing many moves. Yeah, I would just mention that, of course, exchanging the dark color bishops would favor black, and the b4 pawn is a bit weak. I mean, of course, white's better, but I find it difficult to see white's winning here. And, for everyone that is in the mood to see the games going for, I don't know, 7 hours, 8 hours, I don't know how long Fabiano gonna have power to play. The game is on. Really, I mean, I don't know if I should apologize or not for game of the day, but that's the material that we were given with. Long theoretical lines such as in Vashir Lagrave, Nakamura, novelty, draw. Anand game was really kinda nothing, draw. Svidler, Wesley Saw, pretty much same. Topalov Giri was a game, but at no point anyone had anything. And okay, this game by all means should be a draw, but well, maybe Fabiano somehow going to surprise and going to make something out of this game. Okay. Anyhow, well, let's hope for our viewers, listeners, and anyone else, and that we're gonna have way more exciting last 2 rounds. Bye bye.